If you do nothing else today, I urge you to watch the following all the way through. It is one of the best explanations of white privilege I have ever heard.
I am white, and on both sides of my family, we do not have any massive generational wealth. My mom's father is the only one of my four grandparents who we got any sort of generational wealth inherited from. And 99% of the wealth that we inherited from my grandfather was from selling his house. My grandfather was born in 1926 in rural North Carolina, and he was a 6'3" white man with blue eyes. Other than being white, my grandfather didn't have that many privileges. He was one of like 7 children. His mom didn't even get to high school level education, and his dad never went to college. They were not privileged in most other ways that we define privilege, but he was a white male in a very, very racist country. What his whiteness allowed him to do was work his way through college. At the time, there were colleges that weren't accepting black people, and he was accepted to college as long as he could pay for it. And he ended up getting a law degree and becoming very successful. And again, never hoarded any significant wealth, but bought a house outside of Washington, D.C. in the 50s. In a neighborhood that was redlined. And actually, my mom, who was born in the 60s, remembers in the 70s when the first black family moved into their neighborhood, because it had literally been sectioned off and realtors would not sell to black families. And my mom, who is 58 years old, went to a year of segregated school. So for all of you saying, it was so long ago, everyone has equal rights now, get over it. My mom remembers when the first black student joined her class in the 70s in Alexandria, Virginia. In 2015, my grandfather died, and we sold his house that he bought for around $100,000 in the 50s, and we sold it for $1 million. That money was divided among his children, and my family was able to get out of a lot of debt, and it completely reset my ability to go to private versus public school, my ability to afford tutors, my ability to become the educated person that I am. And it was all really because I have a white grandfather. Let me finish. Had my grandfather been black and had all of the other skills and background that he had, he couldn't have gone to the schools that he went to. He wouldn't have been hired in the jobs that he was. And he couldn't have bought the house that he did, that, 65 years later, put his family out of debt. So if anyone tries to tell you it's not that deep, it really is that deep. It goes so far back. Any small privilege that a white person has is probably, to some degree, due to their whiteness. And if you are a white person who has roots in the South, you definitely should have white guilt, and you definitely should be doing the work to understand how your privilege affects the people around you and how you can help level the playing field. And everyone tried to get all particular about these specific situations where a black person might have a privilege or a woman might have a privilege over a man. Those are isolated situations you're bringing up. We're talking about large-scale, mass, systematic issues. Now, yeah, legally, black people and white people should have the same exact rights and privileges. But they're playing catch up, because if my family, like I said, had been black, we would never have gotten out of debt in 2015. I would never have been able to afford the school that I went to and live the lifestyle that I'm living right now.
Hi guys, I stumbled on this video about a white lady speaking against white folks that they've been part of the system that has been beneficial to them, and that makes them to have a preferential treatment. That is, they have a level that is better than other races, black, brown, Latino, just name it. And she said they keep denying it, but it is a privilege. And they are doing as if it's not existing, and that it is their hard work that has given them where they are. She spoke about herself actually. She said, "This is what has made me to have leverage." She said, my family got out of debt because of that leverage. And she was honest enough to say that is what we call white privilege. And a lot of folks, a lot of them will do as if these things are not real, and as if the blacks were always given excuses and they always complain about things that the blacks should just move on. Of course, black folks have moved on. But when you see someone that is speaking the truth the way it is, it's very a white person saying it the way it is. And that's what it is. There is white privilege, and that's the obvious truth. Let's go check out this video that I've put together for you guys. And I want you guys to watch from the beginning to the end so that we can begin the conversation around that. Because these things do exist, and some good, beautiful white folks are beginning to point it out that it is existing and they should accept it. I know they won't like such white folks that are saying it, but the truth is the truth. Let's go watch it out. Credits are given to all contents in this video. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
This could cost me followers, and if it does, I'm okay because I know I've lost the right ones. In 2024, if you don't understand that white privilege doesn't equal financial privilege, there's a good chance it's because you choose to be willfully ignorant. White privilege doesn't mean that you grew up rich or that you didn't have a hard life. It's the concept that by the mere coincidence of you being born white or white presenting, that you have an inherent privilege. You're afforded certain benefits of the doubt that not everyone gets. It's the difference from a white person walking into a store and a customer salesperson walking up and saying, "Hi, can we help you find something today?" To a black person walking in that same store with that same customer service person following them around because they looked kind of suspicious. It's the black family that can't leave their family photos hanging on the wall when they're selling their house because the home appraiser might undervalue their house by as much as $500,000. And for fuck's sakes, you've never had to apologize for being white. Had your parents fucked on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, you wouldn't even be you. Rather, just acknowledge that the system that was designed by and for people that look like you has never been a level playing field. I hope this made it clear. Have a great fucking weekend.
White people, the white people that don't believe in white privilege. Let me tell you something. White privilege is a real fucking thing. And I know you can't comprehend it or understand it and all that bullshit. My hair crazy. Anyway, let me explain it to you this way, white people, and maybe you'll understand it coming from a white person. Maybe you will understand the white privilege that I'm telling you. I've never in my life been thankful that my boys are white. Ever. Never been thankful that they were white. But now, with the shit that's going on in this goddamn world, I'm thankful that my children are white. That's one less worry I have to worry about my children. There's your white privilege. I don't have to worry about my child when he goes out that fucking door that he's going to be harassed by ICE or harassed by the police. I don't have to worry about that. That right there is white privilege. And I've never been thankful that my children, especially my boys, are white. Understand that? And I hate to say it like that, but that's what white privilege is. And if that's the way I gotta say it and the way to get it through your fucking head, that y'all don't realize how thankful you should be that you're goddamn white. I'm embarrassed to be white because of what we fucking do. That's for damn sure. But I'm also thankful because it's one less worry that I have to worry about for my children. Does that not register with you that these people that are brown, that are black, that are from different countries, they have that extra worry because of that? That's what white privilege is being white, not having to worry about that stuff that comes with being from another country or brown or black. That's what white privilege is. Having not to worry, that one less worry off of you, because it's a big worry, especially right now. Like I said, I've never been thankful that my children are white until now. I've never been thankful to be white until now, because it's one less worry.
White people, let's talk about it. Let's talk about our violence, white violence. No more deflecting, no more blaming everything on everybody else. Let's confront ourselves. White people in America, our history is so extremely violent. And instead of confronting that, we continue to blame other people for the issues and the problems in this country, instead of just taking ownership of our part to play in everything, which is a huge part. Can we stop scapegoating other groups of people, please, and just look at ourselves? White people, it's time to talk about it. Like, it's long past time. Getting rid of other groups of people in this country is not going to make this country better. It's not going to make your life better. It's not going to make you better. I think white people are so scared to talk about race and to talk about white violence and white supremacy because they don't want to connect themselves to it. We don't want to feel like we're a part of the problem. But unless you're acknowledging the reality of how the US, this country, runs, you are a part of the problem. I truly believe in my heart, in my soul, that if you're born a white person in this country or on this planet, but I'll just speak about this country, Part of that journey is to dismantle systems that have been built to oppress other people. The hard work of life is to confront yourself. How do I benefit from the way that things are? And how does my benefiting from those things harm other people? And instead of walking around with, 1,000-pound bag of shame on your back, consider it your responsibility to do that work. Consider it an opportunity that you are in the best possible position to make this world a better place by not accepting racist and prejudiced and oppressive systems for what they are and trying to contribute to changing them. Use the privilege that you have for good. I don't think that anybody can ever really love themselves without being honest about themselves, without being honest with themselves. And that work is painful and hard, but it's so worth it. White people, you don't have to consciously think that you're better than other people in order to contribute to harm against them. All it takes to contribute to harm is to stay silent and disengaged. White people, can we finally get this shit right? Can we finally take accountability? Can we finally look ourselves in the mirror and decide that this isn't good enough? We're not doing a good enough job. You aren't losing because somebody else is safe and cared for. You aren't losing because somebody different than you exists. White people, let's talk about it. Let's start having these conversations with ourselves and with each other. It's time.
So I posted about white folks on food stamps, and one thing I kept seeing was that welfare was created for white people. I knew that it was created during the New Deal, so I did some more research because I didn't really know the whole story, and I thank you guys for responding and helping me learn stuff. So during the Great Depression is when we saw the beginning of things like Social Security, unemployment insurance. But here's the kicker. When Franklin Roosevelt built those programs, he had to make deals with Southern Democrats in Congress, the same folks who were big fans of Jim Crow, to get the support of these racist white Southern politicians. The programs were designed to exclude farm workers, domestic workers, jobs held overwhelmingly by Black, Latino, and Indigenous people. So right from the start, Black and brown families were pushed out of benefits so that white people could get them. Then we move forward to the 1960s, and there's this war on poverty. It finally opened up welfare programs more broadly, and that's when food stamps became permanent. Well, permanent, we don't know what Trump's going to do to them, but they lasted a long time. And guess what? The minute more Black and brown families started accessing this help, the politics shifted. Welfare got a new image and a new target. By the 1980s and 90s, with Ronald Reagan and his gang, they pushed the welfare queen myth. That's a racist dog whistle meant to turn public opinion against safety nets by blaming Black women for poverty that white policies created. That's the truth, you guys. So yes, welfare was built for white people, and when others finally got in the door, they tried to burn the house down. If you want to blame the right people, you got to get curious.
Wow. That is saying the truth the way it is. Imagine a lady whose grandfather was able to go to school while all the grandfather at this time were not allowed to go to school. Tell me if they'll be at the same level. Tell me if they have access to the same opportunities. Tell me. I'm waiting for you guys. And I'm waiting at the comment section. That is exactly what if Black and brown people has been going through in America. It's as simple as that. And not just America, every country whereby you have white dominance and all that. And the truth is becoming real now. And that's what I love about this generation, this Gen Z generation. They speak the truth. Even when it's against their people, they speak it out. Like I said in my videos, I said most of those people that are always behaving irrational to the to people of other nationalities or color or races are because they are not aware. They are, most of them, their parents have brainwashed them. They've given them the wrong narrative about all the races, and that is how they behave the way they do. But if you see someone that is well cultured, that is not brainwashed, that is not deceived, that was told the truth about other color and other people, you see them behave better. And that is why you see the ones that are discovering the truth that is on ground. Look at the story the lady shared. Said now they are out of debt. He said you cannot compare me with a black family that their grandfather were not allowed to go to school, to get a good job, and to start building himself. He said, yes, he might have maybe what do you call it? Money from your grandparents, they pass on money to. I forgot the time for that. You may not have that, but for the fact that you're able to go to school at that time, and you're able to pay a little fee of money at the university, then when you finish, you get a job easily while others couldn't get. So that's a white privilege. And these are the things these white folks are not willing to accept and say. But the Gen Zs are coming out to say that this is the truth. And of course, few people that are even of that generation, they are saying this is what it is. You hear the woman that said, I'm happy that my kid, she said for the first time, she's thanking God that she's white because our children will not go through police brutality, police, sort of stuff that happens. And they will always say that it's not true. We have equal right. It's a lie. There's no equal right. There's no equal right. And that is what they're saying. And whether we like it or not, I believe strongly that the knowledge of all of these things is apparent to everybody to see. And the truth that is building up, will challenge all those lies. And the time has come for the black folks to actually arise and take Israel place, because whether we like it or not, the black man has been created to be superior. Take it or leave it, argue, I don't care. But when the dispensation of the fullness of time comes, we shall see. But I appreciate those beautiful white people that are saying the truth the way it is. They are speaking truth to the power. And they're indirectly saying that create a level playing ground for everybody so everybody can thrive. Now it looks like everybody is trying to, but we can see from the body language of the administration in power. We can see the body language. It is obvious what they are doing, but the truth is, don't tell me that does not exist. Don't tell me there's no white privilege. Don't tell me those things are not there. They are there. But one thing about the black people is that we've been toughened. We are rugged. We are strong to scale through every hurdle and be the best. Why? Because our DNA is strong. That's who we are. We scale through circumstances, barriers, and we come our best. And that's what we know how to do best. And that's what they know, that despite it all, the blacks have succeeded. They are doing well with all of those policies and all of those stuff. Guys, let me know what your views are. Has this affected in one way or the other? I want to hear stories about you, your family, your grandfather, your grandmother, whatever has happened to you. Let the conversation begin. Let's talk about these things because they are actually real and they are affecting a lot of blacks. It is real. Let's talk about it, guys. Let me know what your views are, your perceptions are. And don't forget, this video is for education and enlightenment purpose, so that you know your ground, you know where you belong, and you know how to navigate the life and navigate challenges and be the best that God has made you. Thank you guys for watching. Until I come your way again, be peaceful, be loving, and avoid trouble. Bye-bye.